Hey y'all! I wanted to jump up here and tell you a little bit more about the Comfort Squared project and give you some info. I made a video, but it was too long and Instagram's like, no, I don't want to post that. So we're gonna try to get this done a little more efficiently. So I wanted to talk more about the project and why we started it, what the whole point was, what some of the benefits are, and give you kind of a peek at some of the stuff that's going on. So the whole project is to get blankets to people who are dealing with things like psychiatric crisis, maybe they've had a recent hospitalization, suicidality, even if someone hasn't actually tried to commit suicide. Can we please get to people before they try to commit suicide, when they're just feeling suicidal? They need to know they're loved then too, and not just being dramatic. So those people are also very much included in the recipient list. Anyone who's been through some significant trauma or things like that, and we're not gonna just reject people based on them not being good enough. So if you think that someone is really gonna benefit from getting a blanket and you think they fit the project, then we're gonna kind of take you at your word. So the whole point is they get a letter of encouragement in their box. It explains the project, kind of what the whole thing was. I do a little watercolor behind it, of course. Happy to have other artist friends help me with some of that. But they get a letter that tells them why they're getting the box, what it's for, what is required of them, which is nothing. They don't have to say thank you. They don't need to post about it. They never need to say a word about it. It's a silent gift to them. So they get that. It also comes with a stack of note cards that they can flip through when those moments get overwhelming and they feel like they can't keep going. And so those will kind of always be around for them. They'll have their note cards that they can flip through no matter where they're at. They'll get a self-addressed stamped envelope with blank cards, and in the letter it tells them, you're not required to fill these out, but if you ever want to, here are some note cards that you can turn around and send encouragement back to the next person. And then they get a blanket. It is a lap-ish size blanket, and they're 6-inch squares, and it's about an 8x8, so technically it should be about 4 feet. 4 feet by 4 feet. But then we add a border, so somewhere in there, and every square may not be perfect, and that's totally okay. That's part of what makes this project beautiful, is that we can incorporate the work and the care and the artistry of so many people at once. We have just eclectic and beautiful squares that we put together into a blanket and send it along with the rest of that stuff. And in the future, we may be adding, additional things to the boxes as we can, maybe art pieces from different artists who want to donate or help with that. But anyway, so that's what the people are getting. The blankets are made by all of us. So whether or not you have a mental illness, you can participate in this project. But I hope you're doing it because you actually support people with mental illness, and that you are, even if you're not 100% there yet, you're on the road to believing people with mental illnesses and trusting that they're being honest about their experiences. So they're made by people in the community with mental illnesses and advocates. And you can do these alone. If you want to make a square by yourself, that's totally fine. A lot of times I'll take my knitting and crocheting with me when I'm going to places where I might be in an awkward situation where I don't know where to look, and I just kind of get a little goofy. I don't know. But then I'll have some place to put my eyes and focus, and usually it's a conversation starter too. So I can either just start talking about not mental illness, but just talk about crocheting and knitting if I want to, or I can tell them what the project is and take it to a deeper level and talk about mental illness if I want to, which is really helpful because a lot of times I strain for conversation topics and things like that, so it's definitely helpful for me. But the other part that's kind of magical, is that we also can come together as groups and put these blankets together or teach each other to knit and crochet. which has a lot of benefits all in of itself because, you know, it's very soothing and calming. It's a good coping skill, and, you know, a lot of people just really find that it helps ease some anxiety or fidgetiness, things like that. But it also could be frustrating if you're also not a knitter or crocheter. And so your part, if you're not, and you're not interested in learning, your part is filling out some cards, some words of encouragement to people who are struggling, or just to simply share the project. You know, if you're not able to do either one of those things that, you know, take a little bit of effort, then I totally get it. We'd love it if you would just share, leave a comment, leave a like, follow us, whatever you can do, we'd love, because this project is really important. It's starting to get some traction, which is amazing, because I really do think that it can make a difference. And maybe it won't be this huge, huge thing, but I think it has the potential. And one of the neat parts is it's really easily able to be scaled up. Yeah, we're in Portland, and there are people all across the world, apparently, who want to participate, which I'm so excited and touched by. But I also know that shipping from the UK to Portland can be a mite bit expensive. So since the beginning, the dream has always been to be able to have meetups and groups putting together blankets in your home country, even in your home state if you want, and be able to turn back around and distribute those within your own community. Because yes, it's beautiful to get a gift from the community at large, but how much more to know that the people in your town, the people in your local area noticed you, they saw you, they cared about you, and they wanted to make sure that you knew that you were loved and that your life is worth this journey. And so that is one of the really cool things about this. We're also going to be doing a giveaway soon. Me and my sister Joanna, or Jojo as I call her all the time, she is my partner in crime for sure on this. And so we put together these really cute little bags, and we may end up adding a few more things to them. But basically, they're just the right size for you to stick some yarn and a needle and things like that into. And we have some yarn for you. A cute little, and it's in the other bag, of course. Let's see. Little ruler, little 6-inch ruler to know what size you're doing. And one of the hooks that I made, because I love crochet hooks. They're amazing, and they're so versatile and easy to carry around. And so I thought it would be fun to put some cool handles on them. So I put some polymer clay, I glittered them up, and we dipped them in resin. And they are far from perfect, but they're really cool and comfortable. So I'm giving these away too. And I'll probably be making more at some point. So if you like them, let me know, maybe I can make you one. But if you want to participate, you are more than welcome, and you're invited to join us and help us and just be a part of what we're doing. There's also going to be some places around Portland to start with that we have as kind of drop centers for either cards or squares. That way, if you're local, you don't have to mail them to me. So there's a couple coffee shops that have already told me that they would be willing to. So as soon as I have those ready to go, I'll let you know. And you'll be able to just drop off squares or cards or whatever at these shops that are local to the Portland area. And hopefully, as we go, we'll have some different businesses that would be willing to put a little box up that would let them be a drop center too, which is a twofold help, right? Because well, you can go in, get a cup of coffee, and drop off your squares. It'll be perfect. So we're really excited. If you have any questions or thoughts, feedback, if you'd like to nominate someone, send me an email. My email is raya@depthofechoes.com, and you can find that also in the description. You know, that thing, my profile page, there it is. So we'll talk to you soon, and I'm gonna hit end on this before it gets to 10 minutes. Woo!